Hello friends, it's Fulu, also known as Steward of the Earth, back again with another video, a very short, simple, basic video on just how to take care of your plants and not kill them. So this is just going to be a short video, just giving you a few tips on just how to, hack this whole plant thing, regardless of the plant type. And so in my hands I have a little Monstera Adansoni, whatever you want to call it, and it's actually they are actually a very easy to grow plant, and they're not fussy at all. And so I will just be using this plant as a demonstration, and just because this plant is like beautiful, so that's why I decided to use this plant as my partner in this video. So anyway, yeah, I just have a few simple tips. So whenever you have a plant, so for example I just got this plant. First of all, the number one thing is to, I know it sounds doesn't sound so good, but just leave the plants alone, because I do notice that men tend to like over smother their plants and like over obsess over their plants, and rub out every single leaf or every single like hole or every single, like, for example, like, look at this leaf. It's kind of torn up, but I'm not worried about it, and then also like this is kind of like hanging off, but I'm not worried about it. The thing about it is that plants will take care of themselves. Plants know what they're doing. They can see where they're going. They don't have eyes, but they can see where they're going. They know their goals and their objectives, yeah, they know what they're doing, probably even a lot more than we human beings. Whew. I don't know why I decided to like sit facing the sun, because the sun is actually facing me and hitting my face, but I guess I just did it for good lighting, so that my skin will look great and I will look great and the plant will look great. Well, let me just hurry up and finish the video. So leave your plants alone. Don't over obsess over your plants. And also, another important tip, the most important actually, is always watering always seems to be a problem. So people usually either overwater their plants or underwater their plants. So some people ask me, oh, how often should I water my plants? There really is no rule, to be honest, because it honestly depends on the conditions, environmental conditions in your space. Yeah, it just depends on the environmental conditions in your space. If they're outside, it's a different situation. If they're indoors, it's a different situation. Because my indoor plants, I only water them like once a week, I swear. Once a week, honestly, or like once once every 2 weeks. Because also it also depends on the kind of soil you use. um, if you use a really like rich, fertile, loamy soil with a bit of like maybe clay element to it, that will make it retain moisture. You might not need to water your plants as often, because I've noticed that some of my plants, well, I get really good compost and really really good soil from someone, and I've noticed that some of my plants, the soil just never dries up, like never ever dries up, and I've known to be careful not to water too much, or I will just kill the plants and make the plants rot. So it just depends on the kind of soil you use, your environmental situation there as well. So always put your hand in the soil. So for example, I put my hand in the soil now, um, and you can see my hand is filled with the soil, so clearly it is moist. So I definitely will not water this plant. And the way it feels, look at it, the way it feels, I probably will not water it for like the next 2 days, honestly, or the next 3 days. Well, this plant is going to be outdoors, so it might need to be watered the next 2 days. But if it was indoors, probably it would take a week before I water it. So yeah, that is how you can be successful at not killing your plants and just love your plants. Sometimes you just need to love your plants or love someone from a distance. It's all about ebb and flow, or it's all about rhythm. Sometimes you're really careful with your plants, and you're really into your plants. Sometimes you just leave them alone, because we all have other things to do in life. Feed your plants if you want. Use good quality soil and compost. I can put a few links to where you can get good soil in the info below if you want. And that way your plant will have a better chance of surviving on its own, without you watering so much. Because the soil I use and the compost is really, really, really good. You know. Then if you want, I don't feed my plants that often. I feed my plants like forget about me actually. Feed your plants like once every 2 or 3 months, to be honest. Once every 2 or 3 months. But if you really want your plants like to grow really, really quick, it may not make a difference. Then you can do it maybe every month or every 2 months. That just depends on you, to be honest. And it's just the compost I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like Miracle Grow or plants, chemical plant food. With chemical plant food, like you do that I think every 2 weeks, and you have to do that quite very, very often. And it's like drugs, because if you then suddenly take your plants off the chemical plant food, your plant will have withdrawal symptoms and your plant will suffer because it's been relying so much on it, and it hasn't been an organic process uh, in which it gets its food from the soil slowly. Sure you get. So that's just it. I don't know how many tips I've mentioned now. There was one in my head. Another one is to yeah. Most people think, oh, I'm looking for plants with no light. Plants that don't need so much light. Or they think that, I want to get plants, but I don't like to open my windows. Or, I want to get plants and like, I have no like windows, or I have no good lighting. And yeah, there are loads of plants that need low light and don't need too much light. For example, like the Monstera adansonii is a plant that grows in the forest, in the shaded forest. Forests are usually shaded, and they're usually moist, so they like it moist, not damp or drenched. But they like it moist and shaded as well. Yeah, of course, they like a bit of light. So low light does not mean no light. I repeat, low light does not mean low light. So every plant needs light to survive. Just the way we all need water, we all need food to continue to live. And actually, we do as humans need light to survive as well. So just to be sane, the sunlight is great. Like the sunlight is like hitting me straight, but I'm loving it. Um, so yeah, do not ever think that your plants will need like no light, because if your plants have no light, they will suffer. And yeah, you just have to also do your research as well too. Do your research and talk to other gardeners and other plant moms and plant dads. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to that to those terms. Yeah, talk to other gardeners, talk to other plants men and plant women, talk to other plant moms and plant dads. Do your research on the internet before taking care of a plant, before buying a plant, just to know what suits you and your lifestyle, and also what is best for the plant as well. Um, yeah, communicate with the plant. So I'm just gonna be like, hi plants, how are you doing? What do you need? And the plant's like, hey, I just need to check my soil, stop asking me stupid questions. And then you put your hand in the soil. You see, okay, the soil is actually quite moist. I'm just gonna leave you alone to do your own thing, and I'll mind my business, and I'll probably see you later. And plant is like, are you missing something? And I'll be like, maybe you might need some feeding, maybe in the next like 1 or 2 months. I'm like, yeah, of course. Great. Thanks for noticing that. And the plant is like, also, are you forgetting something? And I'm like, oh, well, maybe you might need some staking. So obviously, I'll get a pole, a natural material pole, and stick it in the soil so the plant can climb on it. Because Monstera, I am adansonii. I'm not here to talk about Monstera adansonii. I'm just here to talk about general plant care. But Monstera adansonii are epiphytes, and epiphytes means that an epiphyte is a plant. Are those type of plants vines that naturally like to climb on tree trunks in the forest? Epiphytes are like all vines really. All monsteras are epiphytes. Most philodendrons are epiphytes, most aroids are epiphytes, orchids are epiphytes, bromeliads are epiphytes as well too. So yeah, the plant would very much love to be staked. I would love to grow on a pole vertically, because if they keep on growing, they'll just trail and just get really long, and the leaves will get tinier. So yeah, just see what your plant needs. Just see, what are the best conditions for your plant. If you feel that your plant is somewhere not receiving enough light, put it somewhere else so they can receive enough light. If you feel that your plant is receiving too much sunlight, the leaves will definitely start to get burnt. They'll turn yellow and start to turn brown. Like the leaves can get like, I'm sure if I leave this plant here, very exposed, because the sun is like coming straight here, over time in like 1 or 2 hours, and I've seen it happen before my very eyes. The leaves will start to like turn brown and yellow, and it's not nice, because you have to cut the leaves off. But anyway, yeah, I feel I've said enough, or probably too much. I don't want to waste time. So yeah, just pay attention, really. Pay attention, communicate with your plants as well to mind your business. Don't mind your business and leave the plants alone. Don't over smother the plants or pay the plant too much attention. Even though that is a good thing, but that can also be a bad thing. So just kind of gauge it, or just, I don't know, as you like it, to be honest. So I hope you found this video somewhat educative and somewhat entertaining, and I'll see you guys again in another video. Take care, bye bye. So hi, so just to go over the points I made in the whole video so that no one ends up being confused and you can actually take away something from this video. Number 1 point is to pay attention. So yeah, pay attention to your plants, to the leaves, to the stems, to the soil, to everything really. It's also quite therapeutic and meditative to pay attention to your plants and the way it grows, and just the life processes, and so you can always see what is wrong and what is going right. Second point, leave the plants alone. Though it sounds counterproductive, leave the plants alone and mind your business. Do not over obsess or over smother the plants, and then that leads to like overfeeding, overwatering, and just unnecessarily worrying about like whether a new leaf, no, not a new leaf, whether an old leaf that is yellow drops, and you then wonder, oh my god, is my plant dying? A plant is not meant to look perfect all the time. Anyway, next point, feed your plants as necessary. So yeah, it also goes into my next point, which is to kind of like do your research and educate yourself on the plants and what the plant needs and what is best for the plants. And also you live and learn, as you continue to live with the plants and grow with the plants, you learn what the plant likes and what the plant doesn't like. So yeah, feed your plants as necessary. Just do what works for you, what works for the plants. 1 month, every 2 months, every 3 months. For me, like, I think something like every 3 months works for me. Yeah, because I deal with a lot of plants in this space, and to have to feed them all at once, I don't know, it's very irregular for me, to be honest. Use good soil and compost. That is also very key to the maintenance and the good health of your plants, and also like it affects like how much you can water and how much you can't water. Good lighting, that is adequate enough for the plants. As I mentioned earlier, do your research, research and education on what the plant likes. Good lighting that is adequate enough for the particular plant. Yeah, and I think I mentioned research and education, right? That is important. So those are a few tips. So there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tips or 6 points on just how to care for your plants and not kill the plants. So when you pay attention to the plants, you can watch out for any pests or any diseases, and then you can treat it in time. Yeah, I'll probably make another video on like natural pesticides. I don't know of any unnatural pesticides because I do not specialize in that. I don't know anything about that. But yeah, natural pesticides or stuff I use or that I've used to combat pests and diseases. So thank you very much for watching to the end, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.